SQE2 Bootcamp Part 2, the series where we're going through every single skill that you need to know for your SQE2 exams, explaining how the exams work and how best to pass them. Part 2 is on legal research. Legal research is simultaneously one of the easiest and one of the hardest exams in SQE2. In your legal research exam, you have 1 hour to read through a load of sources and prepare a report for a partner. This is on an issue for a client. In my experience, you'll probably get 6 to 8 sources of different lengths, some being primary sources and some being secondary. Reading 8 sources and preparing a report documenting your sources to a partner is very difficult in 60 minutes. So legal research is probably one of the worst exams in the SQE time-wise. I did so many practices for legal research where I just didn't finish on time, and I had to keep trying over and over and over again until I could actually get my timings right. One of the key criteria you're marked on in SQE2's legal research is your ability to use relevant sources and information. This comes down to practice and developing your analysis skills, because most of the time, multiple of these sources are irrelevant and you need to go through them and discard them. If you don't figure that out, that can be the difference between passing and failing this SQE exam. One tip that I actually found to really help me with legal research in the SQE is to actually just read the title of each source. You might feel that due to the time, you just want to rush into reading each source to try and get it done as quickly as possible. But sometimes the titles of the sources can help you actually discard irrelevant information. So if you're researching criminal liability, for example, and the source that you're reading is all about negligence, that's going to help you know that that source is irrelevant, because obviously negligence is a tort, not criminal. This isn't a foolproof method. It is still important to skim through the sources that you have deemed irrelevant, just in case there's like a subsection that has got some relevant information. But excluding irrelevant sources in this way will also help you meet the other assessment criteria of being client focused and addressing the client's problem. The good thing about legal research is it's probably one of the easiest exams in the SQE to pick up the marks for your legal knowledge. As you know, with the written exams for SQE2, 50% of the marks go to the skills and 50% of your marks go to the law. But in legal research, because the literal point is to research, you can use the opportunity to score higher in your legal knowledge than you might in other SQE exams. How? Well, the law is there for you. The vast majority of the time, they're going to give you something that's not within the scope of the functioning legal knowledge for the SQE, so that you actually have something to research. If you already know the answer, then they're not actually testing your legal research skills. So the law is going to be in front of you in the sources they provide. Your task is to figure out what law you need to use. So there is a lot less that you actually have to remember for these exams, which can make them a little bit easier in that respect. When it comes to actually writing your report, the same principles that we applied to legal writing will apply here. Make sure you use clear language that the client can understand